Good evening. I'd like to call to the order the Tuesday, July 21st, 2026 City Council meeting. And before we begin tonight's meeting, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the passing of two former members of the Sugar Land City Council whose leadership and service helped shape the community we know today. We were saddened to learn last week of the passing of former Sugar Land City Council member Donald Smithers, a former Command Chief Master Sergeant in the Texas Air National Guard. Mr. Smithers served as the District 1 City Council member from 1997 to 2003, and again from 2009 to 2013. During his second tenure, he also served as Mayor Pro Tem and on the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone No. 1 board. Throughout his many years of service, Mr. Smithers helped shape many of the initiatives that contributed to our city's continued growth, while always putting the community first. His impact can be seen throughout Sugar Land, and his legacy will be remembered by those who had the privilege of serving alongside him, as well as by the community he cared for so deeply. He was also known for his kindness and warm sense of humor. We're grateful for his many years of dedicated service to our city. We also mourn the passing of former City Council member Cyril Hosley, who also passed away last week. Mrs. Hosley served as a District 2 Council member from 1998 to 2007 and served twice as Mayor Pro Tem. She also served on the Sugar Land 4B Corporation, and prior to election to council, she served on the Planning and Zoning Commission from 1995 to 1998. On a personal note, in 2003, Mrs. Hosley encouraged me to apply for the City Charter Review Commission, and I will always remember her confidence in me and her willingness to encourage others to serve. Throughout her years of service, Mrs. Hosley demonstrated a sincere commitment to the city of Sugar Land and its residents, while also contributing to organizations such as the Sugar Land Cultural Arts Foundation and numerous civic and charitable organizations throughout the greater Houston area. Her thoughtful leadership and dedication left a lasting legacy on our city, and she'll be remembered with gratitude for her many years of public service. We extend our heartfelt condolence to Mr. Smithers and Mrs. Hosley's family and loved ones during this difficult time. Now I would like to ask Councilmember Whatley to give our invocation. Please rise.
Thank you, Mayor. Will you please join me in prayer? Father God, we come before you with grateful hearts, thankful for this opportunity to serve your community. Thank you for the blessings of a growing, prosperous, and diverse city, for the trust our residents have placed in us. We are grateful for a council that works together with respect and a shared commitment to serving our constituents. Grant us wisdom, humility, and discernment as we begin the important work in the coming weeks of preparing for our city's budget. Help us to be faithful stewards of the resources entrusted to us and to make decisions that strengthen our community today and for generations to come. We also lift up our first responders who answer the call to service at all hours, and the men and women of our armed forces whose service and sacrifice protect the freedoms that we enjoy today. Watch over all of them and their families, watch over our city, and bless all of us with strength, safety, and peace. May all we do be guided by integrity, compassion, and a genuine desire to serve others. In your holy name we pray. And now we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Can you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the Texas Pledge, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Whatley. Recognition item 5A listed on the agenda will not be presented this evening. Next item is 6, public comment. At this time, we will open public comment. Linda, has anyone signed up to speak?
No, Mayor, they have not.
Okay, well, I will now close the public comment. Item number 7, consent. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion unless a council member wishes to remove an item. Okay, I have a motion by Watley, a second by Single. Let's vote at this time. Okay, the motion looks like it passes 7-0. I can't see the screen there. Anyway, item 8, donations. We have 2 presentations for you tonight. First is 8A, acceptance of monetary donations. And presenting tonight is Melissa Hobson, our Animal Services Administration. And we also have some additional attendees. Lemonade stand, we have Azra Manicia, Sana Moman, Fort Bend County Clerk Laura Richards, Tootie and Ashley Wynn, and also Lindsay Moore.
Evening, Mayor and Council. The animal shelters received 31 donations totaling $5,837.77 since you last accepted donations in April of 2026. Donations are received throughout the year from Sugar Land residents, non-residents, and local businesses. We are grateful for the continued support of the community, of our shelter and our animals. I'd like to also take a moment to recognize some of our most generous donors for this reporting period. I think the mayor's already called each of their names. So if council would please join me in thanking these donors for their commitment to animal services and our community.
You all stand up. Thank you very much. We certainly appreciate it. We'll call you up here in a minute for a picture. Is that?
Animal Services is requesting that City Council accept donations in the amount of $5,837.76. These donations were received from community donors between March 19th and June 18th of 2026, and we use them to support shelter care of animals in critical need. They reflect the ongoing support of the animals in our care. Pictured are just a few of the animals that the community has assisted in this last quarter. With that, staff recommends approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
We have a motion by Single and a second by Vandahar, so let's vote at this time. Oh, Miller, what did I say? Vandahar. Okay, great. Okay, a second by Miller. Let's vote at this time. Thank you. It's been one of those days, yeah. And the motion passes 7-0. And let's get all of you all up here for a picture. Like I said, we had for the lemonade stand, we had Ezra, Azar, and Sana, and Fiddler Technologies, Fort Bend County Clerk Laura Richards, Boba and Broth, Tootie and Ashley Wynn, and for Animal Health Medical Refrigerator, we had Lindsay Moore. So, yeah, what do you want to do?
I'll tell you what, I'll let you take your photos first and I'll switch out with you. But I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Thank you all.
Well, thank you all again so much for supporting our animal shelter. That means so much to the animals. That's a great job. Next item is 8B, the Sugarland Legacy Foundation and Annual Report. Presenting tonight is Kimberly Terrell, Director of Parks and Recreation.
Good afternoon. So tonight we have two pieces for the Legacy Foundation in front of you. One is donation and the other is the Legacy Foundation's annual report. The annual report will be presented by Sunny Sharma. He is a founding member of the Legacy Foundation and the board president. If you'd please come up, Sunny. And just the arrow to advance.
Thank you, Kimberly. Good evening. Good evening. I noticed that City of Sugarland has recruited some new football players. So maybe we'll have some of those players represent the next U.S. team. Wouldn't that be awesome? Once again, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you all. Since this is my first visit after the elections of some of you, I would like to welcome and congratulate our new council members, Sanjay, Rick, returning council member, Mr. Battencourt? Sorry, it's kind of hard to pronounce. And Jim Wunderhaar. He's not here? Okay. Okay, so good to have you, Jim. And of course, first ever elected lady mayor of Sugarland City. Congratulations to all of you.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that.
So, we have been pretty busy since quite a few of our old board members, for one reason or other, have to retire or leave to recruit new board members. And we have a slide of our new board members, which represents John Battencourt, Vice President, Andy Pinto, Treasurer, Jenica Owen, Secretary, Sandra Simpson, Board Member, Dr. Mark Martinez, Board Member, Priya Avilawarpuru, Board Member, Swapna Dharyawan, Board Member, George Kanakat, Lee Wunsch, and Linda Schoonmaker. And some of those are here. And if you please stand up and be recognized, all my board members. Thank you for being here. As some of you may know, that City of Sugarland put together this program called Sugarland Legacy Foundation. And this was done in 2010. The mission of the Legacy Foundation is to preserve, celebrate, enhance our city's history and culture by funding projects and programs and partnership that honor the past, enrich the present, and shape a sustainable, thriving future, improving the quality of life for generations to come. The seed money comes from city, and we have a staff liaison, which is also provided by the city. Sugarland Foundation assists with donations, quality of life enhancement projects. In 2021 late, we asked for a sterling report to present it to strategic planning program. And some of the goals that were identified in the strategic plan that were presented to the board are as follows. Operate more sustainably and independently, play a more significant role in fundraising. Key recommendations also included expand the board, hire dedicated staff, create project selection criteria and process, and diversify source of revenue. 2025-26 focus in terms of different projects that we have worked on is creating the new mission and vision statement, which I just presented to you, adding additional board members, creating subcommittees so we can focus on different projects simultaneously, and hiring an executive director, which we are in process of doing. We also want to make sure that we create a much larger and a virtual presence in our community. Success to date has been some of those things that some of you may know or may not know. And I'll list some of those projects. Universally accessible playground at First Colony Park, Eldridge Park Trail improvement, public arts sculptures in parks and Town Square Plaza, skate park, culinary park phase 1, Cullinan, Veterans Memorial at Memorial Park, Eagle sculpture, Eagle Plaza, Remembrance Tower, Gold Star Family Memorial Monument, Honor and Remember Flag and Plaza, which was donated by Councilmember Rick Miller. T. Herman Center donations include exercise equipment, back patio, and craft room. So these are some of the pictures of those different projects. In 2025, our beginning balance was $47,094. Our donations that we received were in amount of $12,692, and we did not have any money spent on any projects during that year. And we received $30,000 from City of Sugar Land for operating expenses. Our operating expenses include cost of a part-time administrator, which is roughly $20,800, and a bookkeeper for $970. Our administrative expenses also included $790. Current projects are where we received some funding: Lend a Hand, Sugarland, $413.61, Palm Springs Dog Park, $613.19, T. E. Herman Center, $10,000, and Sugarland Animal Shelter, $129,600.60. At this point, I would like to call upon Kimberly to continue on with this report. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Sonny, and thank you for your continued service on Sugarland Legacy Foundation. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. So now we're going to talk about two folks who are working with the Legacy Foundation to leave a legacy. Y'all may recognize these names. Dr. Kramer and Dr. Repepi have been longtime members of the T.E. Harmon Center with a passion for health and wellness. Unfortunately, we lost Dr. Kramer's wife, Dr. Repepi, here fairly recently, but they together contributed to some of these projects up here, which have been a tremendous asset and a tremendous success to the T.E. Harmon Center. Dr. Kramer has again brought us a very generous donation of $10,000. This donation will help us put a mural on this bay door in room A. If you've been in that room, you'll notice that it's very uninspiring, so we're hoping to change that with this donation. In addition, we will be purchasing laptops for seniors and senior classes. One of Dr. Kramer's former projects was converting our library, which is also the computer room, into the gym and workout space. So we lost our computers at that time to make room for that gym equipment. So this will allow, again, those computers in that area. And they'll be mobile so people can take them where they need them in the center. So the Sugarland Animal Shelter is our next project. It's primarily funded by the two bond elections that total $18.6 million, but $2.4 million was identified for enhancements. Both the Animal Advisory Board Subcommittee and the Legacy Foundation Subcommittee have been working very hard to get the word out to raise money for that campaign. The current campaign total is about $130,000, and I even heard recently that we had some more money come in over the weekend, so this was, as of the time I put together this presentation, this number was accurate, but it's a little bit more since then. Tonight we're bringing you $100,000, a generous donation from an individual. The individual is Donna Hammond. She is a longtime volunteer. I heard today that she is she's our oldest volunteer in that she has been volunteering since this was a shed in the back of the, the Gillingham campus. So she has been volunteering her time and sharing her passion with us for a very long time. And she's continuing to contribute to the animal shelter, both for the operations budgets as well. But she reached out to us with this extraordinary donation. She wanted to leave a legacy for her and her family, and wanted to donate in this way. So we're very appreciative, and we are hoping that her story inspires other folks to donate as well to the animal shelter. So our recommendation is to approve both of these donations and for a budget amendment to occur in addition to those items.
Okay, so now we'll move to consideration of an action on acceptance of a donation from the Sugarland Legacy Foundation in the amount of $10,000 for T.E. Harmon Center recreation improvements, authorization of a budget amendment in the amount of $10,000 to revenues and expenses, consideration of an action on acceptance of a donation from the Sugarland Legacy Foundation in the amount of $100,000 for the Sugarland Animal Shelter construction, and receive the 2025 Sugarland Legacy Foundation annual report. And so on behalf of council, we have an extreme thanks to Dr. Kramer for his generous donation to our T.E. Harmon Center, and also to Donna Harmon for her very generous contribution to our new animal shelter and for her longstanding service to the shelter. And so this is one motion that's going to include the three parts. Which first is, like I said, the donation acceptance, and then the $10,000 acceptance donation, the $100,000 donation from the Legacy Foundation, and then to receive the report. So I'm going to move to accept the $10,000 donation and approve the associated budget amendment, accept the $100,000 donation, and receive the 2025 Sugarland Legacy Foundation annual report.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've got a second by Councilmember Watley. Now I'd like to open it up to council for any comments or questions. Okay. Go ahead first, Councilmember, then I'll go to Mike. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. Both of these, or all of this, is in District 1. So it's only appropriate that I extend my gratitude, Dr. Sharman, thank you. The Legacy Foundation has done so many great things in our city, so thank you for that. I'm glad to see you're back. So whatever our city and our council can do to support you, we're here for you. We appreciate what you're doing. The animal shelter and the senior center are so important to this city. So I think we've all been there. Rob and I sat there a couple weeks ago, and they had to shoo us out because we enjoyed our time there. So thank you for all you're doing over there, and kudos to District 1.
City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. I see Donna in the audience, and I've had the privilege of knowing Donna for over 25 years now. And literally, when it was a shed and 2 dog runs, and she was out there every day, every single day before we even had a volunteer program. Donna's donated well over $100,000 just in her time. I mean, I wouldn't even imagine how much it was, but somebody's meant a lot to me just from this community, and somebody's given and given and given and given, and then this extraordinary donation. I know we'll probably come up for a photo in a minute, but on behalf of all of our staff that's been here, for decades, that has seen you, thank you so much. Like, you are what makes this place incredible. Thank you.
Thank you again, Donna, for your extraordinary contribution monetarily and also with your time. We greatly appreciate you. And thank you to everyone who's serving on our Sugarland Legacy Board for the important work that you're doing on behalf of our city. So this is wonderful. Any other comments? Okay, let's vote at this time. And the motion passes 7-0. So let's take a picture. So council, come on down. Donna, come on up. Sugarland Animal Services, Legacy Foundation, everybody involved in this motion, come on up.
for you, it actually might be easier to stand, kind of in between this table and this screen there, but yeah, right there in that nook there, sometimes a little easy. Can I get everyone to move down kind of this way a little bit? Here's the middle, and yeah. Maybe also we need to get a second row of people, if that's okay. Some of the shorter folks. Let's see. Could I get? Sorry, I didn't get my. Could I get you three to move forward a little bit? Could I get you three behind them? Another big step forward. There we go. And then there, and then Jacobs, and then just a second. There we go.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you even have Jim in the background. Okay.
There we go. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All right, I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Okay, I do need to read the agenda item for the consent agenda. So, consideration of and action on City of Sugar Land Ordinance Number 2410, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Sugar Land, Texas, amending Chapter 2, Article 3, Boards and Commissions, to implement uniform 2-year terms for boards and commissions, provide term limits, and establish transition provisions for current members. Okay, so I needed to make that addition. So the next item is 9, contracts and agreements. Tonight, we have 2 items under consideration. First is 9A, consideration of and action on the authorization of the execution of a construction contract with B&D Contractors, Inc. for the Ditch H Trail Project, CIP CPK 1702, in the amount of $9,191,511.09. And so Greg Nichols, our Senior Project Manager, will be presenting.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Like I said, this is for the Sugar Land Trail, formerly Ditch H Trail Project, CIP 1702. A little project background: as part of the 2013 Parks Bond Program, the citizens of Sugar Land approved the hike and bike trails projects as Proposition Number 3. It included the Imperial Connector Trail, First Colony Trail, and Sugar Land Trail, formerly Ditch H Trail. Imperial Connector Trail was completed in 2016. First Colony Trail was completed in 2014. Sugar Land Trail Phase 1 is the 3rd project on Proposition 3 and is ready for construction. Here's a map of the project location. If you see up here on the top in the north, it starts at Imperial Park, close to Highway 90. And as it progresses southward, there's our first pedestrian bridge there in blue. It's kind of hard to see. But right after that, there's a westerly leg that goes out to University Boulevard and the Sam's, close to the Sam's location. And then as you continue farther south, we cross underneath Highway 6, avoiding any confrontation with vehicular traffic, which is very big. Then our next pedestrian bridge is at Bullhead Bayou, and we have another westerly leg out to University Boulevard again, close to the James Reese Technical Center. As we continue further south, we come upon Meadowcraw Boulevard. We're going underneath Meadowcraw Boulevard, as well as putting surface connections to the existing sidewalks on either side of Meadowcraw Boulevard. Then we get down to Westcott. We're going into the Telfair subdivision and making a connection at Westcott Avenue. And then we have another pedestrian bridge over the Lid 17 pump station outfall structure. Then we go underneath Highway 59 and eventually terminate at Lexington Boulevard at the existing 8-foot sidewalk there close to the event center there. Let me see. Project scope, the Sugarland Trail Phase 1 will be a 10-foot wide, 3.5-mile concrete path primarily along Ditch H. Underpasses at State Highway 6, Meadowcraw Boulevard, US Highway 59 will provide unrestricted bicycle and pedestrian connectivity along the entire Ditch H corridor. I don't know about you, but personally I would not want to try to cross the 18 lanes of Highway 59 on foot or with a bicycle. There are 3 fiber reinforced polymer FRP pedestrian bridges in the project, and I'd like to give you a little information on those. FRP bridges, we don't currently have any in Sugar Land right now. Our consultant early on recommended these due to the fact that we're working in a sensitive location here along Ditch H and the levee, and the FRP bridges provide installation with a smaller footprint. Although the FRP material is a little more expensive than the traditional steel, they have some advantages. The FRP has a higher tensile strength than the steel. It's also, an FRP bridge is 75% lighter than a traditional steel bridge, which allows all the concrete foundation structures to be smaller and not as deep and therefore less expensive. Everything from the drill shafts, the columns, the bents, the concrete abutments, everything, there's a savings on all of those. So that pretty much offsets the cost of a little bit higher material cost for the FRP. The FRP also has no corrosion problems, there's no rust throughout its 50-year life expectancy. Boardwalk structures near the Lid 17 pump station, Outfall Bridge, and Bullhead Bayou Bridge, those will also be constructed from the FRP material. There are trailhead and multiple locations of wayfinding signage included. Glowstones, we're very excited to bring in these glowstones. I actually have a sample here of the glowstones from the manufacturer. You're welcome to take a look at these, and if you want to take one home and just see how they work, you're more than welcome to. I recommend the top row, that is the green ones, they go to the lights. Take one home and see how they work. Okay, a little bit more about the glowstones. By building an innovative public infrastructure and creating a signature destination, these glowstones will be incorporated into the trail pavement, creating a unique and visually stunning experience. The glowstones absorb light during the daytime and glow at night for about 10 hours. Glowstones have a 20-year expectant life. I actually talked to the parks director in Benton, Iowa, where they have a trail and where they have installed the glowstones. It's currently 5 years old, still glowing strong, and they're very happy with them. He says they're maintenance free. They currently boast on their website as having the longest glowstone trail in the country, and we are poised to exceed that. Here are our glowstone placement options. If you can see the purple on option 1 has very limited coverage. We go to option number 2, you can see it has a little more coverage, and option 3 has almost the entire trail with glow stones installed. Bid phase. The bids advertised on May 6th and May 13th this year. Bids were opened on June 11th. We had a tremendous interest from the contractors in this job. As you see, we have 11 bids received. The low base and glowstone alternate number 3 was $9,191,511.09. Our engineer's estimate was $11,089,265. Here are our bid results. B&D, you see, is our low bidder. Their base bid was a little over $8.6 million, and low base bids ranged from that $8.6 million all the way to $14.4 million. We're hoping to award the base bid and glowstone option number 3, which encompasses the majority of the trail. B&D's bid for base and glowstone number 3 was $9,191,511.09. We have not previously worked with B&D contractors before. However, all of their references of similar project, of scope and size of this project came back good, and we have worked with some of the personnel at B&D who previously worked at another one of these contractors listed here. Budget funding. In 2013, Sugarland Parks Bond has a remaining budget of $5,623,588.89. 2021 interlocal agreement with Fort Bend County Parks Bond has roughly $3.1 million. 2026 Federal Transit Administration grant of $9,090,240,000. And I'd like to add that city staff was able to secure that grant without aid of a consultant. That's big. The total available funds currently are $17,881,829.89. Our total contract amount is $9,191,511.09. We still have a construction admin with a consultant we'll need to do and a construction materials testing contract. Probably be a total of around $300,000 for those two combined. That leaves us still with an available surplus of about $8 million. We'll be working with our legal department and parks department on projects that we can use these for in the future, and we'll be bringing those to you for consideration. Project schedule. Upon your approval of the project, we hope to issue notice to proceed next month, August 2026. Construction duration is 425 days. I know that's a long time, but there's some pretty complicated elements to this project. It's large. Going underneath those TxDOT roadways requires combined effort with TxDOT. There's a lot of moving parts there. We have to get approval for safety lighting that we're going to install under their bridges. They have articulated blocks underneath there now that we have to remove and go back with head walls and soil nails and all type of technical elements to get that in place. With our 425-day duration, that puts our substantial completion in October of 2027. Construction impact, we're expecting minimal impact. Work is along Ditch H. We're not going along street right away. We're not in people's yards. So yes, people will see trucks and equipment leaving the roadway and traveling up and down Ditch H, but it's not like we're going to be in their yard or on their street. Notification plan per policy CO 110. We'll be doing one-on-one communications as needed. Here again, I don't think we're going to have much need, but I will be available to talk one-on-one as needed, and we'll also post updates on the city's website. With that, staff requests approval of a construction contract with B&D Contractors, Inc. in the total amount of $9,191,511.09 for Sugarland Trail Phase 1 CIP CPK 1702. And with that, I'll answer questions.
You all have done a great job on this, and congratulations on the $9 million grant from the Federal Transit Administration, and I'm excited to hear about the FRP and the glowstones. Councilmember Jacobson.
Thank you, Mayor. Greg, could you please go back to the slide that shows the $17 million? Okay, so with the grant, is it possible, and the interlocal agreement, is it possible to do this project without issuing debt?
It is.
Can we?
Yeah, I figured you would like that, yeah. The $9 million almost covers the expense of the project, and with the, there's a 20% match, a local match that we have to do, but we can get that 20% from the county parks bond money there, listed at the $3 million. So, yeah, we're not looking at a cost.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
What other, Councilmember Single?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's a great project. I think it will make our city very pedestrian friendly and also bike friendly. So thank you for this. I have one question that, I read in the package that this will be open during the daytime only. Since we are putting the special stone, which will light up at night, can we extend the time till at least 9 or 10 in the evening?
Parks facilities are typically open from daylight to dusk. This trail, it is going to be appealing for people to walk on after dark when we put these stones on. I don't think anybody is going to be enforcing a curfew to get them off of it at dusk. But you're right, I do foresee people walking on that. Therefore, we are installing safety lights underneath the existing TxDOT bridges.
Yeah, follow up?
Yeah, so I would please consider if you can at least not prohibit people or not put barrier after the daytime, because many people would like to, walk after it's school and in the dark, in the evening.
Yeah, I agree that they will. Everybody that I've shown these stones to, I can't wait to bring my kids. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, Councilmember Betcher?
Thank you, Mayor. No, it's always a great example when you can use the funds that were granted to us to cover the cost, so that's a good point. You talked about tunneling under, 59 and 6? What would it look like under 59, out of curiosity?
It's not a tunnel.
Not a tunnel? Okay.
It's just along the side of the ditch slope. We actually cut into it, not a tunnel, but we cut into it to allow our sidewalk a flat surface to go on, and it gradually tapers down to its lowest point and then begins its taper back up with a head wall against the ditch bank and a railing against the water side, if you will.
Okay. No, thanks for the clarification.
Okay, do we have a motion? Okay, motion by Miller, a second by Single. Let's vote at this time.
Enjoy your glowstones.
Okay, you're going to take this back, Greg? Okay. Anyway, okay, this will be great. So next item is 9B, Solid Waste Contract Amendment with Republic Services. Consideration of and action on the amendment to the solid waste contract with Republic Services. We have Christian Eubanks, Environmental Manager. And please note that there will be one presentation for item 9B and item 10A with separate actions taken on each item. Christian?
All right. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. I am here to present on a few solid waste updates. All right. For green waste, we're going to start with the background, why change is needed, then we're going to say what is changing, how we are going to implement those changes, and then the timeline. For temporary dumpsters, we're going to start by defining temporary services, outline the amendment, what the effects of this change will be, and then the timeline associated for that. We also have a few administrative updates that are included in these contract amendments as well. Okay, for green waste, shifting material composition from primarily bundled woody material to primarily bagged material, tightening regulations, and market saturation have created a need for program change. So currently we require clear bags or personal container. We have a 10 cubic yard max volume, and this is weekly service. In order to make these program changes, we wanted to gather resident feedback and sentiment prior to action. So we conducted a solid waste survey. Overall, 72% of residents are very satisfied with solid waste and recycling services, with majority support for continuing green waste, weekly green waste services. And 57% of residents are very likely to adopt use of compostable bags. And all of these changes for green waste are in alignment with feedback taken from City Council at Spring Retreat and Finance and Audit Committee. So now what is and is not changing with green waste? What is not changing, the service day for residents, the monthly rate or cost to residents for the program. The volume allowances will still remain at 10 cubic yards. We will continue to allow use, or this will be a voluntary program, and we will continue to allow use of reusable containers. What is changing primarily is the bag requirement from clear plastic bag to certified compostable bag. And this material will be going to a new composting facility. In order to make these changes, we need to update the ordinance and contract language. For our rollout strategy, we'll be conducting a robust outreach campaign well in advance of these changes. We'll have a dedicated city webpage that'll act as the hub for all information. We're going to have social media and blog posts, digital and physical flyers. We'll be attending HOA meetings along with National Night Out, and we'll also be creating a door tag specific for these changes. We think that'll be very useful. We'll also be supplying free reusable containers for a select number of residents to smooth the transition. And lastly, we'll be conducting a 90-day grace period prior to full rollout, and I'll discuss that in a little more detail on the next slide. So from now through August, we'll be finalizing the communication plan and outreach material. We're also taking this through council, that's why we're here today. Starting in August, we will begin we'll initiate the comms plan and begin outreach. And then starting in October will be the 90-day grace period. This time will be used for residents, city staff, and Republic to get used to these new requirements. Republic will continue to collect the green waste that is in clear bags during this time. However, we will encourage everyone to begin making this transition. Reminder tags, these tags I was talking about, will be issued to notify and educate residents on the upcoming change. Okay, now moving to exclusivity for temporary services. Our ordinance currently allows non-Republic licensed operators to service temporary projects. These are projects that are under 30 days. So our current negotiated contract grants Republic full exclusivity, including temporary projects. So this creates inconsistency and more difficult to track and enforce. Again, all of these updates are in alignment with feedback taken from council, from Spring Retreat, and Finance and Audit Committee. Okay, so this ordinance amendment removes the temporary services clause, and it grants Republic full exclusivity. To be clear, Republic has always had this exclusivity for industrial, residential, and commercial. This is just for temporary projects. And this will align the ordinance with the contract, allow for simplified enforcement, enable more accurate franchise fee collection, and there will be no changes to the franchise fee percentages or a reduction in the amount collected. The city has already communicated with existing operators and updated the city webpage. And lastly, all solid waste prices are locked according to the negotiated solid waste contract and are part of the annual fee ordinance. Now here's the timeline for exclusivity from now through August, taking this ordinance amendment through council, bringing it to you all, notify the operators, and update the city webpage. Beginning August, require all new operators to use Republic, or all new projects to use Republic, excuse me. And then beginning January 1st would be, full enforcement. As stated at the beginning of the presentation, there are a few additional items that we're looking to take care of. There's some program updates from the beginning of the contract term that need to be formalized in these contract amendments. These are items that have been in place for quite some time, such as moving bulky waste from manual scheduling by each resident to the regularly scheduled once per month collection that we currently operate under. So in summary, we're looking to transition green waste from clear bags to compostable bags or reusable container, and we're seeking approval of the associated ordinance and contract amendments with that. And we're also looking to grant Republic full exclusivity for solid waste services, specifically temporary projects, and we're seeking approval of the associated ordinance amendment.
Questions and comments? Okay, Councilmember Single.
Thank you, Mayor. So I think compostable bag is good initiative and I support it. I have a bit of concern with the giving exclusivity to Republic for the temporary dumpster. So if you read the current contract, the exclusivity is not provided to them. It says that to the extent the law allows. And because the current law does not allow, at the signing of the contract, they did not have exclusivity for temporary dumpster. And the problem I have is if I'm doing a small work from a homeowner point of view, if I'm changing a roof, currently the roof contractor brings a small dumpster, puts everything in it, and takes back at the end of the day. So for 1 or 2 day project, for me to then coordinate with Republic to get a dumpster, I'm not even talking of the rate. I am assuming the rates are same between the temporary contractor, but just the coordination and getting a dumpster from a different party would put a lot of burden on the homeowners. Today, we don't worry about it. When we allot a contract for a roof change, for a bathroom repair, they bring a dumpster, they use it, and they take it with them. So what I would recommend is either give a window that any project less than 7 days doesn't require exclusivity, or not provide any additional exclusivity to them. Because the current contract does not give them exclusivity.
Okay.
Thank you.
Councilmember Betcher.
And I'll jump in to reiterate those claims. Going back to the council retreat, I think a lot of us shared the sentiment that the green waste change we're all in favor of. I think, yeah, the whole council agreed with that one. Where we didn't agree was the exclusivity. I shared similar concerns. I think with the language, it's not very clear what happens to, short-term projects, if you're remodeling your kitchen, your roof, for example, and how that's handled. I know the enforcement came up during the the retreat, and if we were to make changes like that, I know they expressed difficulty in enforcing it as it stands today. So I guess what I'm asking is, can you walk us through, you say the contract had exclusivity, but it says that for applicable law, where the law has that temporary project, for 30 days or less. So can you walk us through that? Because right now you're asking for an ordinance change, which is basically going to mandate the exclusivity, but as we're discovering, it's not exactly exclusive per the contract as it stands today, if I'm not mistaken.
From my understanding, that was the intent from the beginning when the contract was initially negotiated in 2022. But yeah, right now we have, as the ordinance states, that's the law that we were referencing. If a project is projected to last less than 30 days, they can use a licensed solid waste operator. The difficulty comes with, having minimal solid waste staff dedicated to commercial operators, and so it's kind of on an as-seen basis, and we have to do a very detailed investigation to prove whether or not they've been operating for that 30 days or less.
Follow up, Mayor. One of the concerns is, with this proposed change, are we making it better or worse for the residents of Sugar Land? Because that's obviously who we represent. And it's hard to argue that monopolizing it essentially by creating less options and fixed pricing creates a better environment for our residents here to do their short-term projects. So can you explain how it's in the best interest of the residents to do that?
We've spoken to Republic, and they're assured us that they will make all measures necessary to ensure that fast service, everything that's needed for these residents. But yeah.
City Manager?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. What's the benefit to the resident? And I'll tell you, franchise fees are an important part of this, and so this equipment's what causes a lot of wear and tear on our roadways, on our streets. A lot of these little temporary one-offs, they're not paying the franchise fee, they're not doing it, they're not even registering with us, and so from that standpoint, being able to collect the franchise fees, which then goes towards road maintenance, which then benefits our residents. I would also say controlling hours of service. I would also just say that our contract with Republic gives them the exclusive rights to this. I mean, that's the contract that we negotiated. This ordinance should have been done a long time ago. You know, the fact that we're sitting here today with it not, but I believe that it is contractually we agreed to do this, and this is implementing an ordinance to meet our contractual obligations. The other thing is when you have contracts like this, what you're essentially doing is you are, buying down the cost of your resident. That's one of the aspects when you close a solid waste service. That's what you're doing. So that's another benefit to our resident is lower residential rates.
Councilmember Jacobson?
Thank you, Mayor. Christian, help me understand how things work. So I hire a contractor to remodel my piece of my home, and the contractor, they outsource a dumpster from some dumpster provider. So now they would just go to Republic instead of going to other dumpster providers who may or may not be paying the franchise fee.
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
Councilmember Watley?
Thank you, Mayor. I think it's important to understand that at the time we approved the contract that was before us, we knew this. We knew that this was a negotiated part of the contract, and we knew that the exclusivity was there. I don't know how we failed to put this ordinance in effect at that time, which we should have done. But what we saw in the last 12 to 14, or last 12 months or so, was the use of these other contractors using other services coming in who don't pay the franchise fees and who don't abide by the ordinances that we should have in place. And this is just to rectify the situation. It's not to change anything that we're making up or adding to a contract. I want this council to understand it's already been approved by a council. It just wasn't placed in effect. We're only aligning with the contract that we already approved.
Thank you.
That's correct.
One question. So if someone hires
Mayor?
Oh.
Mayor, this is Jim. May I speak?
Yeah, go ahead, Councilmember Von der Haar.
Okay, I just want to add to, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to add to what Suzanne was saying. When this contract was negotiated initially, this is what was agreed to by both parties. And Christian, correct me if I'm wrong, but Republic made several accommodations to allow for this. So it wasn't like we gave them exclusivity and they took and didn't give anything back. The whole contract had some give and take in there. And so the whole, every citizen in this city benefits from this language because of the other pricing reflects this exclusivity. So I think to Suzanne's point, this is something that should have been rectified when the contract was signed. It wasn't for whatever reason, doesn't matter why. Now we're fixing something that should have been fixed a long time ago and the citizens will benefit from it.
Thank you.
Okay, Councilmember Single.
So only comment I would say, because I read the contract in detail, and contract has a wording saying that subject to the laws thereof. So if it was an exclusivity given, why did we put this wording that only subject to the way laws allows? Because now we are changing the law, so now it will give them exclusivity. Previously, because the law did not exist, they did not have exclusivity. But my point to you is, can we then ensure that Republic will be making the dumpster available? Let's say if I'm doing a job on 15th or 18th and I notify them, I don't want my contractor to wait for Republic if the dumpster doesn't come for some reason, because I see a lot of coordination issue for a short-term projects.
Understood. We have explicitly discussed this with Republic and planned with them to ensure, more dumpsters are in place, ready to be deployed, more workers to ensure there aren't any service delays with this exclusivity.
Meredith, do you have any comment you'd like to make on that? No, you're good. Okay.
I'd just like to make a motion to approve. I think we've discussed this.
I do have a
Second.
Okay, I do have a question. So if someone hires a roofer for the day, and so they come out and they, someone drops off the, shingles, and so they remove the shingles and they put it in their own trailer and take the trailer to, the dump. I mean, that's still allowed, correct?
Correct.
This is just someone hiring just a physical dumpster to come and be parked in your driveway.
Correct. We do allow self-haul and
You do
self-disposal.
still allow self-haul, so that does not impact that.
Correct.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay.
So one clarification on self-haul by the contractor is allowed. So let's say if I hire a roof company, they bring their own dumpster and they take it, is that still allowed?
If they own the equipment, they own everything, yes.
Okay. So I don't need to, I'm not forced to use Republic for a work which I give. I thought self-haul would mean that if I bring my own dumpster and take it away.
No, if you require outside services for dumpster, that will need to be Republic, but otherwise, if self-haul, we do allow.
Okay, we have a motion
Mayor?
by, Councilmember Vetcher.
Two questions on my side is, one is what safeguards do we have to protect the residents in this case in the event of issues that arise in the future? And then after that question is addressed, Meredith, if you could address the current 30-day temporary debris, I guess, limitation on the exclusivity, how it stands today. Because per the law, that's what we're discussing, right? We're looking at changing the ordinance to, by definition, we're eliminating that temporary construction debris term, which is now basically removing that restriction altogether, forcing full exclusivity, if I'm not mistaken. So if you could comment on the mechanisms that allow for the current 30-day allowance of anybody at this point, that'd be good to cover.
What we're doing is we're cleaning up the ordinance to match the contract as approved. It came to our attention because we've had some code enforcement issues. And so since it's brought to our attention, we are now trying to bring the ordinance into conformance with the franchise that's been in existence for some time. And if I may address Councilmember Singhal, you said to the extent it's allowed by law. That's a provision we put in there in case the legislature makes some changes so that it does not void our contract. It's just an out clause. We have that in most contracts we have, that we can do something as long as it's allowed by law. It's just a backup, feel safe.
Thank you. Councilmember Jacobson?
Mayor, could you clarify, are we going to be voting on 9B or 10A right now?
We are just going to be voting on item 9B. Anybody have any further questions or comments? Okay, City Manager?
Yeah, I do. I think Councilmember Vetcher asked the question about what safeguards are in place to protect the resident, which would be a series of penalties that we're able to, if you can speak about that, please.
Yes, in the contract, we do have a series of liquidated damages for lack of performance, so we'll absolutely leverage those if it does come down to a lack of performance on behalf of the residents.
Okay, anything else? Okay, so we're just voting on consideration of an action on the amendment to the solid waste contract with Republic. And I have a motion by Watley and a second by Vonderhaar. Let's vote at this time.
We good here?
And it passes 7-0. Thank you. Okay, so then the next item is 10A, first consideration of an action on City of Sugar Land Ordinance Number 2406, an ordinance of the City Council of Sugar Land, Texas, amending the Code of Ordinances by waste, recyclable materials and vegetation, and Chapter 4, Article 5, commercial solid waste, liquid waste, and recyclable materials operators, and other matters related thereto. Does anyone have any questions on this? Are we good to vote? Okay, we have a motion to approve by Jacobson, a second by Miller. Let's vote at this time. Okay, and the motion passes 6-1. Next item is 11, budget. Oh, and I see a smile there. Filing the fiscal year 2027 annual budget and fiscal year 2027 to 2031 5-year capital improvement program. Presenting tonight is Shalay Stedman, Director of Budget. So I know you've been hard at work on this. Take it away.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. As my role as Director of Budget and under the direction of the City Manager, it is my joy to file and present the proposed fiscal year 27 budget and 27 through 31 capital improvement program. This budget represents months of hard work from staff, leadership, council, and most importantly, it represents a strategic investment in the services, infrastructure, and the people that make Sugar Land one of the nation's premier communities. Today, I will be just hitting the highlights. We'll talk about the financial outlook and the challenges we're facing and key components of the budget. But we'll go in much greater detail of all of those things in the budget workshop. So there are several resources available for anyone that wants to dig deep. But one of the things we're starting this year is we have a couple quick videos that will be posted on social media. So I wanted to start out with one of those. Oh, sorry. Got to get the sound going. Okay.
It's that time of year again. No, not Christmas. And not Halloween. Not yet. And not whatever this is. Nope. It's budget season. We hope you're as excited as we are, because this is the time of the year where the city reviews and makes decisions on how to use resources that are entering the city from sales and property taxes, fees, and other sources of revenue to make your life better than you can even imagine. And year after year, we are able to provide award-winning services and amenities with one of the lowest property tax rates in the state. But the decisions about how we spend those dollars aren't made by us alone. No, no, no. We base it off of you and your wants for the city. See, every time you vote, attend an event, take a survey, or use one of our amazing amenities, even just living here gives us a little bit of feedback and data that gives us direction on how to build our budget. We want you to stay involved by visiting the website in the comments. There, you can learn how Sugarland is working to make this budget process make sense. That was a good one. I can't wait to learn more.
Get involved and learn about the city's budget at sugarlandtx.gov/budgetbook.
Thanks. So I know budget season is my favorite time of year, so I hope that gets you as excited as I am. Council, you received the budget book, a printed copy today, but that's also posted on our website. In addition, we have an interactive capital improvement plan book that not only provides detail about each project, but shows a map where those projects are located. And new this year, we've created the Citizens Budget Book, which serves as a quick reference guide to those who want answers to common budget questions without having to work through the 272-page budget book. So all of those resources are accessible on our city webpage. So the fiscal year 27 proposed budget is more than just our financial document. It reflects our disciplined stewardship while making strategic investments in the future. The proposed budget totals $520.7 million. The general fund, which really supports our day-to-day operations, is $142.2 million, and with the first year capital improvement program of $128.8 million. Over the next 5 years, we're proposing more than $612 million in capital investments that preserve our infrastructure, strengthen public safety, and improve mobility and support economic activity. So as you saw in the clip, it's not just budget that builds the budget process. And although today is the official filing, it's not the first day of budget season. Budget development is really a year-round effort. It's a collaborative process. We're continuing listening to residents. We're forecasting revenues and expenditures. Council sets the priorities, and departments identify operation and capital needs, which leads us today. This results in a budget that reflects both our community expectations and responsible financial management. So before I go into even more budget numbers, I want to recognize the strong foundation that we're building upon. Sugarland continues to receive national recognition for financial management, innovation, quality of life, and municipal excellence. Most importantly, 90% of residents are very happy with the quality of life, which is way ahead of the benchmark according to our Zen City. Every department continues to making Sugarland one of the highest performing municipalities in the country. Whether it's infrastructure, parks, engineering, tourism, airport operations, or public works, our employees continue to deliver exceptional results. These results aren't goals themselves. They are indicators that disciplined planning and strategic investments are producing measurable results for our community. Another measurable result is how our sales tax is performing. Our financial outlook begins with a resilient local economy. Sales tax collection has consistently exceeded budget estimates over the past several years, reflecting continued economic activity and the strength of the Sugar Land commercial base. For fiscal year 27, we've implemented an enhanced forecasting methodology that improves the accuracy of our largest revenue source while remaining consistent with our conservative budget philosophy. Even while delivering exceptional services, Sugar Land continues to maintain one of the lowest maintenance and operation tax rates among major Texas cities. So this chart is showing all cities over 100,000, according to the Texas Comptroller. When you add in the debt service and total tax rate, we are fourth lowest. This reflects our goal is simple: to provide outstanding municipal services while maximizing the value for every taxpayer dollar. And the reason I wanted to highlight the maintenance operation specifically, because that is what funds our general fund. Also, when we compare our neighbor cities, Sugar Land continues to provide exceptional value for taxpayers. Residents receive outstanding public parks, infrastructure, municipal services, while maintaining that lower rate in the regional property taxes. Perhaps the most significant long-term challenge facing Sugar Land is that we are approaching full build-out. With only 4% of developable land remaining, we can no longer rely on new development to generate the property tax growth that has historically helped fund city services. Going forward, our financial strength will depend on reinvestment, redevelopment, and carefully managing the assets and infrastructure we've already built. It's a financial strategy designed not for just for next year, but for the next generation of Sugar Land. The cost of municipal services continue to rise, with personnel, healthcare, retirement contributions, insurance, utilities, inflation, and construction costs have continued to outpace historical trends. Public safety, our highest priority, is a good example. This chart compares public safety expenditures with the city's portion of property tax revenue. So it's our revenue in the general fund, net of the MUD rebates. As you can see, property tax revenue not only doesn't even cover the cost of public safety, but that gap continues to widen each year. Over the past 2 budget cycles, we've removed more than $7.5 million from the budget and eliminated 30 positions through organization reviews, process improvements, and operational efficiencies, all while maintaining the high level of service our residents expected. These efforts demonstrate our commitment to living within our means. However, efficiencies alone can no longer pace with increasing costs. The budget reflects the reality that we've done work to streamline our operations, and going forward, sustaining the level of service our community expects requires strategic investment, not simply additional cuts. While we strive to minimize the impact on residents, certain adjustments are necessary to maintain reliable services. The proposed utility increases primarily reflect the higher operating costs, constructional obligations, and infrastructure needs. Other fee adjustments improve cost recovery while ensuring those using specific services bear an appropriate share of those costs, rather than shifting those expenses to the general taxpayer. Cities do not provide services, people do. And every resident interaction depends on dedicated employees serving our community. The proposed budget includes a merit increase consistent with inflation, continues public safety step progression, and maintains our existing compensation structure, so no changes on that. These investments help us attract and retain talented employees while remaining fiscally responsible. The capital improvement program is where we take today's financial decisions and become tomorrow's community assets. So as I already mentioned, we have 128.8 in 27 and a total of 612 for the 5-year total plan. And with that, leads me to my summary. Together, our operating funds, capital investments, and transfers create a budget totaling $520.7 million. Each fund plays an important role, but collectively they support a single objective, delivering exceptional municipal services while maintaining that long-term financial sustainability. So jumping next steps, we have our budget workshops. These will be every Thursday morning at 7:30, where we will go in great detail about each of these funds and provide more discussion. And then through August and September, Council will conduct the required public hearings and formal actions associated with the budget. This process concludes with the final budget adoption on September 15th. With that, I just want to reiterate that the budget positions Sugar Land to adapt to changing conditions while preserving the qualities that make our city exceptional. It reflects disciplined financial management, strategic investment, responsible stewardship, and a continued commitment to deliver outstanding value to our residents. The budget isn't simply about funding another fiscal year, it's about sustaining excellence for the next generation. So, with that, I thank you for your time and attention, and I'm happy to answer any questions and look forward to discussing it through the budget workshops.
Thank you. So first, I'd just like to note that the required taxpayer impact statement is included on the final page of this agenda. And so thank you for all of your hard work. I mean, removing $7.5 million in 2 budget cycles is really huge. So thank all of staff for that. Questions or comments? Councilmember Single?
Thank you very much. I know this is a lot of work, and we look forward to working in the next few weeks. Did we already receive the final tax roll, or we are yet to receive that?
We just received it on Friday, so we are trying to work through all of it, making sure all of the data is there and calculating all of those different calculations required.
Thank you.
Councilmember Jacobson?
So I've been in, this is my 7th or 8th cycle, and we've had some creative and innovative kickoffs, but none that has been so thorough and so on point. So congratulations to you, and I know you've got several of your team
My whole
here.
team here,
Thank
yes.
you, thank you, everyone. You want to stand if you're involved in this thing?
Yeah. Stand up, yeah, I'll give you a hand on that. That was a
Thank
really
you.
cute video, yes. Anybody else? Oh,
Just
Councilman
to, just to reiterate, thank you, Shalay, to you and your team, and look forward to talking about it in the budget sessions.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Next item is 12 City Council and City Manager reports. So first, we'll hear from Councilmember Single.
Thank you, Mayor. So I attended the reading of the Declaration of Independence, which was organized by Sugar Land Heritage Foundation. And also I attended the St. Michael's Elite Hospital ribbon cutting ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Miller?
FIFA final on Sunday, which was pretty warm. But my real experience was with the Little League and throwing out the first pitch, and it was the strike.
Great. Okay, Councilmember Jacobson.
Thank you, Mayor. I also attended the reading of the Declaration of Independence, which more specifically was actually organized by Councilmember Watley.
Thank you. Councilmember Betcher?
Just got back from vacation, so no report this week.
Okay. Councilmember Watley?
Well, thank you, Mayor. I was going to talk about the reading of a Declaration of Independence to thank everybody for coming. So thank you, our mayor. Thank you so much for heading that up and reading for us and all the people who were there to help us. I wanted to give a shout out to my team, Jennifer Pente, Madison Watley, Councilmember Jacobson. Man, you pulled this together so well. I didn't know you had so much clout, man. Thank you. Eric Tigman and Nikita Comby. So that team did it, and along with the leaders of our community, it was a wonderful experience, a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So thank you.
Well, thank you for all your work on that, council member. And that was exciting because at the same time we were reading here, people were reading all across the country. I know Fairbanks had their reading at City Hall. It was 2 p.m. their time to coincide with us here at 5 p.m. And that was really a great job by all of you. Thank you. So as for me, I was interviewed by Fox 26 in studio about the impact of FIFA. And I was also interviewed by the Houston Business Journal for its Who to Know in Fort Bend event. And I made my speaking debut on stage at the Epicenter Saturday night. But anyway, it was short. But anyway, I would just like to say a fabulous job by the entire city staff on the hard work on FIFA. It was, I mean, the whole city worked on this. So let's give everybody a round of applause. Thank you so much. It was just really heartwarming just to see so many people out there together at the viewing parties, just enjoying the game, regardless of who they're rooting for. It was really, really great. And it was very safe too. So just thanks again to all of you for your hard work on making that such a success. City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor, and I agree with those comments and on the great job our staff did. Also, just want to, I'm really proud of this budget. It's probably the most challenging budget I've had in this city, and it, you know, the work that the directors had to do to get here, the work that the ACMs and then that team right there is phenomenal. So I'm very proud of this budget. I'm very excited for our workshops, and invite the public to come out and be a part of this. And you definitely have been a part of creating this, but come out and engage. Thank you.
Wait, Jim, did I call on you? Jim, do you have a report? I forgot to call on you. You ever have a report?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a repeat of some of the things the other people did, but I do want to reiterate your comments about the World Cup program that our city put together. Extremely proud of everybody that contributed to this, and we could not have put a better light on the city around the world. So great job. Thank you guys for all the work you did.
Okay, thank you. So having no further business, do I have a motion to adjourn? Thank you. So moved.
Record.